Live here at Case Gym at Boston University. This here is She-Wolves Underground, presented by Ring of Valiance Wrestling. My name is Brian King, and I'll be your commentator for this evening as Hit Kid Worldwide is away on WWE business. We got a lot of action set for you tonight, including a World Heavyweight Championship match involving the champion herself, Aubrey Williams. More on her later, but first, we're going to kick things off for the She-Wolves Championship. Samantha Sharp challenging Cody Hale for said title in the opener here tonight. Sharp was named the #1 contender back at Uncivil War after Cody Hale defeated one Vixen Odelia of the Mutiny Mafia. Vixen Odelia, as we all know, is the first She-Wolves champion and was unsuccessful in challenging Cody for that belt. But perhaps the tallest woman, the biggest woman on not just the entire ROV roster, but the biggest woman in the Mutiny Mafia ranks, Samantha Sharp, perhaps she can wrest the title away from Cody Hale. Look at this Amazonian-like woman, Samantha Sharp. Standing 6'8" tall, weighing 240 pounds of pure French-Canadian muscle. Hell, I'm pretty sure she could even take on Virgil Snow if she wanted to. That's how tall she is, that's how muscular she is. But masculinity aside, excuse me, this night is so exciting. I mean, we're in Boston, Massachusetts, for Christ's sake. It's home of the 17-time world champions, the NBA's Boston Celtics. Although I'm pretty sure Samantha is a Toronto Raptors fan, but that's beside the point. This isn't about basketball, this is about professional wrestling. These fans do not like Samantha one bit, and I can't say I blame them, especially considering the group that she represents. Considering who her husband is as well. Remember, Lars Wilde was in that main event at Uncivil War, the Uncivil Gauntlet, which Lorelei Hagan won and became part owner and gave her part ownership to Prez of the band Bloodline as well. Enough about that for right now. Samantha awaits the champion, Cody Hale. And this is the first time Cody has been in action in Ring of Valiance since Uncivil War. She's ventured off to other promotions to ply her trade there and has done an amazing job all over the world for years. Believe me when I tell you, this girl is no slouch in the ring when it comes to speed and agility. And don't get me wrong, Samantha has the advantage in the power area, no doubt about it. But I'm pretty sure Samantha can also match Cody in terms of speed, despite her having the 1.5 foot height advantage over her. Cody Hale has been through hell and back over the last couple of years to obtain championship gold. Remember back at SWW Violent Composition, she and Bad Amy fought to a draw. To my knowledge, this is the first match Cody has had back ever since. This woman is one tough cookie, no doubt about it. And she's got a tall order to task, no pun intended, in the form of Samantha Sharp. These fans in Boston absolutely love Cody here in Case Gym. Speaking of Boston, the financial backer of the band Bloodline, Narcissa Marcano, will be coming home here tonight to speak a few words in regards to her sisters, Aubrey and Alessia. And Alessia Marcano is going to be in action later tonight against one Mandy Walton. This will be the second time those women have fought. Pretty sure there's going to be a lot of tension there for obvious reasons. Nevertheless, this is our opening bout. Cody Hale versus Samantha Sharp. For that, right there, the richest prize in the women's division, sans the World Heavyweight title, the She-Wolves Championship, and Samantha looks ready. The intensity that emanates from Samantha. These fans don't like her one bit, and I can't say I blame them at all. One thing Cody has to watch out for is Samantha's French-Canadian facelift. One thing Samantha has to watch out for is not only Cody's speed, but that tiger feint kick that she's been known for, as well as that springboard senton. Cody springing up to her feet, much to the delight of the fans. As we have referee Kenji Yamamoto going to be calling the action, presumably all night here tonight. Samantha towers over him, for Christ's sake. That right there is what it's all about, the She-Wolves Championship. 6'8" Samantha Sharp, 5'4" Cody Hale. Samantha's got the height and weight advantage over Cody. One thing Cody has to watch out for is the power, of course. Cody is absolutely fearless. Look at this, Cody off the ropes. Oh, God! French-Canadian facelift already. We could have a new champion here. 2-0. Hale kicks out. Oh, it gets kneed right in the forehead. Remember at the end of the last episode, Samantha Sharp got taken out by Cody Hale after she defeated Olga Markowski. Oh, and a left hook. I'm sure Olga hasn't forgotten about Samantha either. Oh, 3 left hooks to the side of the head of Hale. And Samantha is dominant early on. These people here in Case Gym, otherwise known as The Roof, here in Boston, Massachusetts. These fans are ready for some great women's wrestling action. Look at this, Oklahoma slam by Samantha. Again, the power game, but then again, Samantha's got speed on her side as well. I spoke to her earlier today, and she said that she's been training for the last 5.5 months for this. Oh, look at this. Roll up by Cody. Only a 1 count. Samantha gets out of it. Cody went for a clothesline. Samantha with a drop toe hold. Oh my God, look at this. 240 pounds across the back of Cody Hale. This now. Sharp going for the cover. 2. And no. Somehow Cody Hale managing to kick out. Samantha's been training heavily with her husband, Lars Wild. Oh, Jesus. You know, if Cody keeps getting hit with clotheslines and big moves like this, she's going to end up not being able to walk after this. Oh, God! Power bombing her down all 3 turnbuckles. Jesus Lord. Oh, no, now she's going to go for it again. Oh, for the love of God. Buckle bomb to Cody. Shotgun drop kick by Samantha Sharp. Oh my God, Cody is being decimated here. She hasn't been able to get out of the blocks. Samantha with a huge moonsault. Huge moonsault by Samantha Sharp, the French-Canadian giantess. And now she's lining up for another FCF. No! Cody moved out of the way. Crucifix pin. 1. No. Samantha getting out of it. Cody now trying to gain the upper hand at Samantha. Sidestepping that springboard European uppercut. Look at this. Oh, Jesus. The power. The freakish strength of Samantha Sharp. She could definitely give Virgil Snow a run for his money. I'll tell you that right now. Samantha with the French-Canadian facelift to Cody Hale. And by the end of the night, Cody Hale may end up with a fractured skull, maybe even a concussion. Oh, went for the lariat, but Cody battles back. Oh, look at this. Samantha's got to watch out for this one. Tiger feint kick by Cody. Look at this, looking for the lightning bomb, and Samantha moves out of the way. Samantha moved out of the way, and now she's got Cody up for the world's strongest slam. Against Samantha's strength game coming into play. She's been competing in strong woman competitions and doing weightlifting training for months, and there's another French-Canadian facelift. This woman is absolutely incensed. The intensity that just oozes out of Samantha Sharp. Cody Hale, barely able to get out of the blocks, has been only hitting the mat for much of the matchup here. These fans in Boston just booing the hell out of Sharp. Just bludgeoning Hale. Oh, Lord. Look at this, Samantha mocking Cody, making fun of her, screaming, "Is this your champion? Is this who you want to represent this division?" Samantha showing and proving why she feels she deserves to represent the She-Wolves division. Cody rolling out of the ring trying to get a breather, but Samantha's not gonna let her. Oh, and now Samantha's got Cody. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. No. Oh, God! Powerbomb on the floor. The back of Cody's head may have hit the base of the guardrail. Oh, Lord have mercy. Samantha's got Cody up, snake eyes on the apron. You gotta believe the rest of the roster, the rest of the women's roster, at least, they have to be watching this, especially one Trish Riley, who's been making it well known that she wants a shot at immortality when it comes to the championship as well. Hell, everybody all over the world in terms of women's wrestling with the French-Canadian facelift against springboard. Oh my God! French-Canadian facelift out of mid-air. 1, 2. Oh, we almost had a new champion. What an insane move. Samantha had her right where she wanted her, but Cody still kicked out. Cody still kicked out. Oh, but she may not kick out of that one. She's been doing nothing but eating the bottom of Samantha's boot in a moonsault. 240 pounds crashing down on Cody. 2, and yet somehow Cody kicks out. Oh, and Samantha screaming at the fans. She's showing frustration. Look at this. She can't do this in a high-profile match like this. She can't do this in a title match. You gotta believe her husband, Lars, is watching on the monitor backstage. I heard he's here tonight, by the way. Another French-Canadian facelift that marks about 5 in the last 5 minutes. She's trying to take this woman's head off. Cody countering whatever Samantha was going for. I presume it was a belly-to-belly. Samantha now thrown into the corner. The corner. Cody with a clothesline. Snapmare. Oh! The speed of Cody Hale. That's what she has to rely on here. Oh, and Samantha again kicking out at 1. Hale now off the ropes. Sliding forearm. Cody Hale, as we all know, is the former Unite Solar Star champion. She's been plying her trade all over the world in All Stars, SWW, here in ROV for the last few years, you name it. And oh, look at this. There's no way in hell Cody's going to be able to get out of this giant dragon sleeper by Samantha Sharp, who's using basically all of her weight. She may break Cody's back. Oh my Lord. Cody has been getting punished the entire matchup here. Oh, but Cody finds a way out somehow. Cody now throwing Samantha into the corner. Elbow. This springboard European uppercut, but gets caught with a German suplex. An absolutely insane counter by the French-Canadian giantess, Samantha Sharp. Oh, went for the French-Canadian facelift. Samantha is down. Oh, and kicks out at 2. And Cody taking her eyes off the ball and gets kicked in the face again. 1, 2, and no. Kick out at 2 by Hale. I gotta say, Cody Hale is one of the most resilient women I have ever seen step foot in between the ropes. One of the most resilient female athletes you will ever find in any sport. Maybe second to Serena Williams. By the way, happy retirement to Serena, of course. One of the most legendary tennis players of all time. Big elbow drop by Samantha Sharp. Samantha absolutely dominant for about 80% of the match thus far. Headbutt to the solar plexus. That's the gut for those who don't know. Samantha now looking for one more. Oh, wait a minute, Cody! Cody's got Samantha right where she wants her. Hurricane Rana into the ropes. Tiger feint kick. And now, lightning bomb to Samantha Sharp. Count it, Yamamoto. 1, 2, and Hale retains the She-Wolves Championship. What an absolute opener here in Boston, Massachusetts at Case Gym. Cody Hale remains the She-Wolves champion, keeping the ball rolling, ladies and gentlemen. The resiliency of Cody Hale. Take nothing away from Samantha. She dominated for much of the match, but Cody, once again, finding a way to win. You gotta believe the Mutiny Mafia is not gonna be too happy with the result of this. This is the second woman from that camp that has lost to Cody Hale for that championship. This is Cody's second defense, and she defended that title in style. Personally, I cannot wait to see who Cody Hale's next opponent for that championship is going to be. Congratulations to the Cyberpunk. Hey, wait a minute, the lights have gone out here again. Come on, we gotta pay the damn electric bill already. What the hell is this? That's Tia Schultz. What the hell is she doing here? Staring down Cody Hale. Staring down the champion. Oh, baby. Tia Schultz making her intentions known. She wants that She-Wolves championship. And Cody Hale looks like she's ready for another fight. Ready for another challenger. Look at that smirk on her face, welcoming the challenge with open arms. What an opener here in Boston, Massachusetts, as we get set for the next matchup of the evening. All 1,500 people here at Case Gym have been red hot since the show started, and it's about to get even hotter because it's time for the second round between these two women, Mandy Walton versus Alessia Marcano. Ex-wife of Deshaun Walton versus the current wife. Here we go. Mandy Walton representing what I guess now can be said as the 4 fingers of death. Not the 5, unfortunately, or unless you can still call it the 5 if they get a new member, considering Brandon left the group about 2 weeks ago. Brandon Cuevas lost a match to Rob Van Dam, and Brandon was extremely frustrated to the point where he knocked out both Deshaun and Eli Robledo. And it led to Mandy and Olga coming out to confront Brandon, who walked away, and we have not heard from Brandon since. Again, Mandy's undefeated streak in ROV is on the line here tonight. This woman is 8-0. Her most recent victories came at Uncivil War at the expense of Olga Markowski, Virgil Snow, and Kyrie Black. Or Skies, or whatever the hell you want to call her. Remember, at the end of that show, the bitch was basically dead. So we don't need to be talking about her. What we do need to be talking about is the participants in this match. This is the first time in almost 5 years that these women have faced off. And here comes Alessia Marcano. This woman at one point in time was a part owner alongside her ex-husband, Deshaun. And these women have a lot of history as well, not just in the ring, but outside of it. I don't think they're gonna let their personal feelings get in the way of the competition. Then again, personal feelings towards one another when it comes to hatred or animosity, that always makes for exciting action. This woman is obviously dealing with a lot of family issues as well, especially considering her stepmother, Frida. Her stepmother, Frida, told all when it came to basically the whole truth of what happened in the asylum and the old house on the hill in Frankfurt. Here we go. Marcano versus Walton, and Alessia's laughing at Mandy. Laughing at her. Here we go. Yamamoto refereeing this match as well. Headlock takeover by Marcano. And I want to take it back to 15.5. Frida spoke on everything that happened. To say that it's tragic and to say that it's a travesty that all of that happened to all of those poor people, it doesn't even explain it. Walton now bringing Marcano down for an armbar. Marcano rolls through. Collar and elbow once again. Marcano with a side headlock. Oh, and a hip toss. Crazy thing about this match, oh hello. Big slap to the face by Mandy. Crazy thing about this match is both of these women are of Italian descent. Marcano going up to the top. Oh, but Mandy throwing her down. You know, I still think that it's kind of weird in some way, shape, or form that these women have been able to keep it cordial in the locker room amongst one another without killing each other, but they may kill each other in the ring here. Oh, went for the drop kick to the knee. Mandy had that well scouted and throws Alessia's face into the mat. These fans in Boston are loving Mandy Walton here. Granted, they love Alessia as well. Most of the people here know her through her sister Narcissa, who is here in Boston tonight. Big chop. Another one. Oh, and a chop back from Alessia. Big chop by Alessia again. With the spear, Mandy countered. Mandy with the lariat countered, and a slap from Marcano, followed by a scoop slam. Again, it's been almost 5 years since these women competed against one another. The last time they competed was at the ROV Training Academy in 2017, where Mandy got the victory. Mandy is 8-0. Oh, her first victory being against this woman, but Alessia has improved greatly as a wrestler, as has Mandy, since that night. Will Lady Luck shine brightly on Alessia Marcano here tonight? Alessia rubbing Mandy's face into the floor, delivering an elbow. Marcano has definitely been known over the years to be quite the dirty fighter. Oh! And a cutter on the outside. Reminiscent of what Deshaun used to do. Pretty sure he doesn't do it anymore for obvious reasons. With Prestige coming up soon. Oh, snap suplex on the outside by Marcano. Going up to the top. Going up to the top, but she's having second thoughts. Referee's at a count of 8, and Alessia smartly breaking the count. Oh, but she kicks Mandy while she's down. Yeah, that's really fair. Now Marcano again with a suplex on the outside. Yeah, I remember the night Alessia got beat by Olga in about 15 seconds. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, Mandy getting thrown ribs first into that steel post. Alessia Marcano was in basically a lose-lose situation kind of match back at Uncivil War, 2 count by Marcano, where she lost, where she beat Christy DeCesar, that both she and Christy DeCesar would lose their jobs. And Alessia gave it one hell of a fight. Really, all she could have did was lay down. Oh, wait a minute. Countering the Hurricane Rana with a power bomb does Mandy. 1, 2, and no. Oh, big forearm. You gotta believe that all of the women here tonight are gonna give it their all. They always do. Mandy, like I said, undefeated, 8-0. I spoke to her earlier today, and she says that she's been dying to get a title shot. And you know, oh, big chop by Marcano. I kind of consider it somewhat unfair that Samantha Sharp got the title shot before she did. Oh, wait a minute, referee checking on Mandy. I think she might be hurt. She's asking if she wants to continue, and look at the arrogance of Alessia Marcano showing as her opponent is down. This, targeting the leg. Oh, man. Remember, this woman, Mandy, she beat Virgil Snow in about 8 seconds at Uncivil War, and I'm pretty sure she'll never let him forget it either. Now, I don't know if it was some conspiracy between the Waltons and Doyle, but nevertheless, Mandy is undefeated and can say that she beat a former Universal Champion. Mandy rolls out of that submission maneuver for the lariat. Marcano went for the kick and a spear. Absolutely incredible sequence there. Yamamoto down, only counts 2. And as I was saying, with Prestige on the horizon, you can best believe that there's going to be a lot of hot action there tonight. Tonight, though, it's all about the She-Wolves. And shades of 5 years ago, Alessia went for the slingshot spear. Mandy caught her with the guillotine. What an absolutely amazing counter. Referee asking Alessia if she wants to give up. Mandy has that guillotine locked in tight. Oh, but Marcano getting out of it. Alessia went for the spear. Mandy counters. Absolutely incredible matchup between these two. Remember, oh, wait a minute, look at this. Looking for the red light district. Mandy counters. Russian leg sweep. Remember, Alessia is Deshawn's first wife, while Mandy is his third. Oh, look at this double stomp off the top. Mandy Walton looking for cover here. 1, 2, and no. Deshawn's second wife, Shantae, she fired AJ Jenkins from ROV recently after he got his ass handed to him by one Brock Lesnar. Oh, deafening silence by Mandy, that's it. Oh, wait a minute, what's she looking for here? Oh, for the Bomaye knee. Alessia counters, look at that! Red light district brain buster. And look at this, the arrogance again of Marcano. She needs to go for the cover here. Go for the damn cover, but she's not done. Marcano went for something. Walton counters with a suplex. Oh no, now she's going to look for that Bomaye knee once more. And that time she hits it. Marcano is down. And now Mandy looking for another one. Marcano counters. Look at this. Looking for another red light district brain buster. Now she goes for the cover. 1, 2, and no. Alessia Marcano cannot believe it. This matchup is absolutely amazing. Oh, look at this. She's flexing on the second rope. She wants Mandy to get up. Look at this. Hurricane Rana countered into a power bomb again. 1, 2, and no. Oh, look at the shock in Mandy's eyes. I thought she had it. She thought she had it as well. That power bomb was absolutely intense. Oh, went for the Bomaye knee again. Oh, wait a minute. Orange Crush bomb by Alessia Marcano. 1, 2, and no! Alessia with the Orange Crush bomb, and she still couldn't put Mandy away. Listen to these people here in Boston tonight. Case Jim is on fire. Case Jim is on fire here tonight in Boston, Massachusetts. Marcano is on fire, and oh God, there's her little sister, the ROV World Heavyweight Champion, Aubrey Williams. Remember, that woman won the world title with no thanks to her fucking brother-in-law, Cody Hagan, and Dominic Cato, a man who Mandy has not forgotten about in her own right. And now Alessia and Aubrey arguing as she gets silenced. Deafening silence by Mandy off of the distraction by Aubrey. And Mandy extends her record to 9-0. Thanks to the distraction from Aubrey Williams, Mandy Walton remains undefeated in Ring of Valiance Wrestling. And the fans loving Mandy, of course. If it wasn't for Aubrey, I think Alessia might have had her number. Congratulations to Mandy, and oh, come on! Congratulations are in order for Mandy, and this is the kind of congratulations that she gets, getting busted over the damn head and back with a baseball bat. And now Aubrey's lining her up. She has nothing to do with any of this. Went for the head trip, and Alessia takes her out. Marcano takes out Williams with the crossbody over the top rope. And oh, getting thrown into the barricade, and Aubrey's running. Aubrey's running away. Some champion she is, and now Marcano chasing after her. Go get her, goddammit. Alessia chasing after Aubrey. Mandy looking in pain and somewhat confused as to why Aubrey attacked her. And wait a minute, there's her 5 Fingers of Death comrade, Olga Markowski, the one who she beat just to be a part of the group in the first place. Olga coming in to make sure Mandy is okay. Pretty sure that these two women may not have the best of friendships, but you can best believe that the 5 are going to find some way to regroup without Brandon Cuevas. But coming up next, these two women have a score to settle as well. Back at Uncivil War, after Kimiko Bushida lost to Himari Sato in an impromptu Extreme Rules match, she attacked Himari after the match, and out of the darkness came Maxine Kennedy, who hadn't been seen since ROVX. And now Maxine Kennedy has made this challenge official as of earlier today. And here she comes now. Maxine Kennedy. This woman is a boxer. She was rivals with Narcissa in the boxing world. Hell, the last time she was in one-on-one action was against Narcissa Marcano back on episode 9 of ROV. My oh my, how the years have changed. Then again, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Maxine Kennedy walking as if she hasn't lost a step, and I firmly believe that she hasn't. Maxine has been training hard since Uncivil War. Oh, look at this, the agility. These fans in Boston love Maxine Kennedy. She comes from Green Bay, Wisconsin. I know Midwestern girls, they honestly love the cold weather, but they also love the hard training regimens that they go through. Believe me, Maxine has been training hard. I've spoken to all the women on the roster except for this one because, quite frankly, she scares me a little bit. Here comes Kimiko Bushida, who many in the locker room have now referred to as, I guess you could say, the female Japanese buzzsaw. Just the eerie red lighting, the blood red lighting that Kimiko is surrounded by. On She-Wolf's Underground 2, after Zoe De La Rosa defeated Himari Sato, excuse me, I'm still in shock over what happened moments ago, so if I stutter, I apologize. You know how this works. But after Zoe De La Rosa defeated Himari Sato, Kimiko Bushida sent a wordless message to Himari, which basically all but confirms that Kimiko's been targeting her. Why Kimiko would target somebody who she once considered her friend, only God knows. And again, the red lighting surrounding Kimiko here. Kimiko coming from Osaka, Japan. Speaking of Zoe De La Rosa, she suffered a knee injury on She-Wolf's Underground 2, which was about a year ago, and Zoe will be speaking later on tonight. But for right now, it's Kimiko versus Maxine, and Kimiko getting the jump on Maxine with that knee, and Maxine already busted open from the nose. Oh, Kimiko wasting little time. And you can see the blood flowing freely from Maxine's nose. Absolutely unfair. Maxine wasn't even paying attention. Meteora. Kimiko Bushida, an absolutely ruthless individual. Oh, look at the nose. Gushing blood. These people in Boston are not happy about that, and now Maxine, she better watch out because Kimiko's going for another one here. Oh, Maxine counters with a lariat. And stomping the arm of Bushida. Off the ropes, big elbow. And again, Maxine is a former boxer, but she has been training in the high-flying arts as well. I actually spoke to her today, as I said, and she said she went to Mexico to train the luchador style, but it doesn't look like it's paying dividends right now. Cradle shock by Kimiko. 1, 2, and no. Kenji Yamamoto counting 2. Kimiko cannot believe it, but again, you're going to have to do a hell of a lot more to Maxine. Maxine Kennedy back on her feet. Kimiko lining her up for another knee, gets caught with a drop toe hold. Maxine off the ropes, Tiger feint kick. And Maxine was on the top, was going for something, but Kimiko speedily back up to her feet. And now, Kimiko looking for a superplex, it seems. Oh! Big, nasty superplex, a nasty landing for both women. Mainly Kennedy over Bushida, but Kennedy somehow kicks out. One thing you got to look out for when it comes to Kimiko Bushida is her speed. She's been using it to her advantage since the opening bell. Oh, she's got that arm locked pretty damn tight here on Maxine Kennedy. She might end up tearing the shoulder out of the socket. Kennedy, though, back on her feet. The last time Maxine was in action was at ROVX in that #1 Contenders Elimination Tag/Ladder match, which was won by Spring Tigress of the Wicked Syndicate. Fuck the Wicked Syndicate, by the way. Maxine struggling to get back up off the kitchen sink. Kimiko went for that knee again. Maxine had it scouted. Mic check. The mic check by Maxine Kennedy. Maxine showing these people here in Boston, oh, she's getting a little cocky with Kimiko. Showing the confidence. And I love that all these women are so damn confident on She-Wolf's Underground, but there's a difference between cockiness and confidence. Green Bay plunge there by Maxine Kennedy. Can she pull off the victory here? And no. Again, like I said, she's bleeding from the nose, which means she's going to have to breathe through her mouth for the whole match as Maxine Kennedy. Maxine now in firm control. I guarantee you, Kimiko Bushida is going to find a way to get back into this. Maxine targeting the legs. And oh man! That'll tear a ligament in your knee. Oh, and look at this. Maxine laughing at Kimiko. Maxine is quite the arrogant girl herself. But in this case, she's arrogant for the right reasons. Perhaps I spoke too soon for the scoop slam. Kimiko with a DDT. DDT to Maxine Kennedy. Nasty soccer kick to the back. Kimiko now on the top rope. Yamamoto yelling at her, telling her to get down, and she's going to get down, but not the way he wants her to. Looking for the Hurricane Rana. Look at this. Maxine Carter. Oh, drops her head first on the turnbuckle. Maxine. Oh, big knee. Maxine telling Kimiko to get up. Look at the intensity in Max's eyes. Look at the blood running down her face. Running out of her nose, went for the missile drop kick. No go. Look at this. Oh, another knee right to the nose. Maxine is a tough girl, though. This looking for another mic check. No, and a knee. Multiple knees to the face of Kimiko Bushida. My God. And, taking out the trash, treating Kimiko like she's nothing, blowing her a kiss goodnight. And Kimiko may be going goodnight after that knee to the head. And look at this. Oh, went for the Swanton bomb. Oh, but no go. Double stomp to the ribs. Kimiko went for the soccer ball kick again. Maxine moving out of the way. Oh, and look at this. Rapid fire strikes. Emulating what Kimiko did earlier to a degree. Oh, these women are great strikers, and Kimiko getting the better of that exchange. These people in Boston may not like Kimiko Bushida, but they gotta respect her athletic ability, as is the regard of Maxine Kennedy as well, who hits her with a running knee while she wasn't looking. Payback as a bitch, and she only gets a 2 out of it. Maxine Kennedy almost got the victory, giving Kimiko a receipt for the very beginning of the match. And now Maxine's got her up on the shoulder. Oh, look at this, though. Oh my God, throwing her out of the ring. And these people loving Maxine. Oh, wait a minute. Oh my God! Swanton bomb to the floor. Swanton bomb to the floor by Maxine Kennedy. An absolutely death-defying leap. Now driving Kimiko into the barricade and then into the floor. Maxine is a former Golden Gloves champion, but again, as I said, she has plied her trade in other physical combat sports, such as wrestling like we're seeing here tonight, and mixed martial arts. Remember, in the boxing world, referee at a count of 7, by the way, 8 now. In the boxing world, Maxine Kennedy and Narcissa Marcano were fierce rivals, but they grew to have a mutual respect for one another. I don't think the same can be said between Kennedy and Bushida, though. Bushida now in the corner. Maxine telling her her time is finished. Oh, went for the swift kick, and she's going to pay for that. And now Kimiko with a couple of swift kicks of her own. Maxine throwing it back in the corner, showing her how it's done with these roundhouse kicks. Kimiko turning it around. Roundhouse kick of her own. Oh! And oh! Maxine turning it around. All these women with this exchange of kicks here. This is an absolutely incredible exchange between these women. It's got to end sometime. Maxine with a couple of stiff kicks, followed by a spinning back suplex that may have knocked Bushida out. Landing on the back of her head, but only getting a 2. Again, all of these women setting the pace for later tonight. Maxine getting cocky and takes a spinning knee right to the side of the head. That's what you get for getting too damn ahead of yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, my name is Brian King. Again, Hit Kid Worldwide is away on business, but I'm taking his place here tonight. Went for the Goomba Stomp and gets an STO, does Kimiko. You're watching Maxine Kennedy versus Kimiko Bushida in a grudge match here. You missed an excellent She-Wolves title match between Cody Hale and Samantha Sharp, in which Cody Hale retained, and then out of the darkness came Tia Schultz. And you also missed Mandy Walton versus Alessia Marcano, in which Aubrey Williams screwed Alessia out of the victory and then ran away like a scalded dog. And now, Kimiko with these amazing strikes. Kimiko, though, up on the top, targeting Maxine. Oh, wait for the Meteora! And hit the canvas hard. And now Maxine's got her in the ankle lock. Ankle lock by Maxine Kennedy. And Kimiko now writhing in pain. She's going to have no choice but to tap out here, and you got to believe that Himari Sato is in the back watching this as well, as her former friend is being put through hell. Somehow she gets out of that tight ankle lock from Maxine Kennedy, who gets a kitchen sink. Kimiko. Oh, Jesus! Another running knee. Absolutely sick. I don't know what the hell overcame Kimiko Bushida. Maybe it's the fact that she lost to Himari. Maybe there's a deeper backstory to this between her and Himari that we don't know about. Went for the third jumping knee. Gets an impaler for her troubles. Impaler DDT by Maxine Kennedy. For a scoop slam. Kimiko counters on a jumping knee. Kimiko well versed in the knee strike area. Oh man, she wants Maxine up. She wants Maxine up. She's looking to end this. She's looking to end this. Maxine went for the lariat again. Kimiko looking for a Tiger Bomb. Oh, looking for it. She may have it here. Hurricane Rana into the ropes. Maxine with an excellent counter. Tiger feint kick. Tiger feint kick by Kennedy. Bushida is down. Bushida is down, and Maxine telling her to get up to her feet. Telling Kimiko, get up to your feet so we can end this. Maxine off the top. Oh my God! Jumping knee right to the face. Kennedy is out. Kennedy is out like a light. Yamamoto counted. Maxine somehow gets the shoulder up. Maxine Kennedy somehow gets the shoulder up, and Kimiko Bushida is at a loss for words. These people in Boston firmly behind Kennedy. Bushida is not happy. Kimiko Bushida is not a happy camper, and she's looking at Maxine like, what do I have to do to put you to rest? Oh, look, the blood gushing even more after that knee strike out of midair. Good Lord. Went for another one. Kennedy was looking for the mic check. Oh, God! Spitting the green mist in her face. Oh, that's an absolutely dirty tactic, but it's damn sure effective, and now Maxine can't see. And look at this. Kimiko sickeningly laughing at her opponent. Maxine cannot see a thing. Maxine does not know where she is. Kennedy, look out! Oh, God! That running knee strike to Maxine Kennedy, an unbelievably unfair advantage that garners Kimiko a freaking victory. Kimiko Bushida with a tainted victory over Maxine Kennedy, but a victory nonetheless. These fans in Boston are absolutely sickened by what they have just witnessed here tonight. Oh yeah, I'm sure you're proud of yourself. You're celebrating. Look at this. You can even see that in the corner of Yamamoto's eye. He is not happy about the result either, but then again, he is the referee. He makes the final call, and in the end, Kimiko got the 3 count and the victory. But did she really have to resort to using the green mist? Look at this. It's all in Maxine's eyes. She can't even see where she is. Kimiko, that psychotic look in her eyes. She doesn't look like she's done. Come on, Kimiko, you've done enough. Rolling Maxine back in the ring. Kimiko rolling Maxine back in the ring. No, come on. Come on, Kimiko, you've done enough. Don't do this. Show some damn mercy. Oh, come on. No, she's going to jump off and land on the leg that's stuck in the chair. Maxine can't see where she is. Kimiko's going to end this woman's career. Oh, wait a minute. Not if this woman has anything to say about it. Here comes Himari Sato, running down to the ring with a baseball bat, and Kimiko running away. Look at her. Kimiko Bushida running away. You freaking punk. Himari coming to the aid of Maxine, but the damage has already been done. Maxine Kennedy and Kimiko standing on the outside as Himari tells her to bring it. Kimiko looking on at her former friend. I don't even know if that was her friend in the first place. I think she just used Himari for her own personal gain. As now Himari Sato with that protective face mask on. Oh! Helping Maxine up and gets bunted down to the mat below. Oh, God! Spinning knee to the face. Sato already has a broken freaking nose. Oh, God! Kick to the side and a kick to the face of Kennedy. This is absolutely stupid, and it's unnecessary. Himari Sato and Maxine Kennedy are down, and it's thanks to that wench, that bitch, Kimiko Bushida. Absolutely unfair. An absolutely unnecessary and uncalled for assault on both Sato and Kennedy. Oh, look at this, Kimiko targeting whoever is next. Targeting whoever is next on her list, whoever it may be. Yeah, she's letting the crowd know how she feels. I don't think she gives a damn what these people in Boston think of her. All 1,500 people here in Case Gym, they are not happy in the slightest with Kimiko Bushida. This is an absolutely sickening thing to witness here. Whoa, wait a minute, what do we have going on here? What do we have going on here? Oh, baby! It's Farah Ahmad. She has not been seen in quite some time. Farah Ahmad has returned to Ring of Valiance, and she is making her second appearance on She-Wolf's Underground. Remember, the last time she was here on this program, she was facing Maxine Kennedy. She was facing Maxine Kennedy in She-Wolf's action, and now she's back, and she's got a bone to pick with one Kimiko Bushida. Farah Ahmad has seen just about enough of Kimiko's antics. These fans in Boston are loving Farah Ahmad right now, and I am damn happy to see that finally somebody is standing up to that crazy psychopathic human being, bitch, whatever the hell you want to call her, in the form of Kimiko Bashida. Look at the intensity in Farah's eyes, and here we go. Farah throwing her into the turnbuckle. Oh, God. Spear in the corner, and Farah is fired up. Oh, God. Big knee. Big knee, and Kimiko again getting out of dodge. Kimiko Bashida again getting out of dodge, and now she's running away. Walking away, tail tucked between her legs. What an unbelievable moment, and what a return for Farah Ahmad, putting Kimiko Bashida in her place. All praise to Allah, says Farah. Absolutely insane moment here on She-Wolf's Underground. Can best believe that those two are going to meet somewhere down the line.
Hey, good match out there. You're really coming into your own as a She-Wolf's wrestler around here. And also, thanks for having my back out there dealing with Aubrey and her mess.
I may not like you, especially after the shit you put Deshawn through for so many years, but I will say this. Your wrestling prowess is of a very high caliber. Also, you seem like you got your hands full there with Aubrey. So if you ever need backup, just know that myself and Nogo will be ready for her. But, just so you know, your little boyfriend Dominic, don't think for 1 minute that I haven't forgotten about him. That bastard kicked me in the face in Seattle, and I'm gonna make sure he gets what's coming to him.
Well, that's just it. Dominic and I are no longer together. After what he did at Uncivil War, he and I got into a huge fight, to the point where he kicked me out of the house and put me on the street. I don't really have anywhere else to go aside from Narcy's house. Considering that she and Owen are no longer an item, it feels good to be living with family again.
Well, I ain't gonna lie to you. I may not like Kato, nor you as I mentioned earlier, but despite all that, I really am sorry that things didn't work out between the two of you. But don't you worry. The next time I see that slime bucket, I'll give him an extra helping of my boot on your behalf.
You're a good woman, Amanda. The absolute best. You just don't give yourself enough credit. You're damn sure better in every way possible than I ever will be. I want you to promise me something. Promise me that you'll help Deshawn rejuvenate his spirit, 'cause you're a good woman, and he's a good man. And you two as good people need each other. I am his past. I don't matter to him anymore.
No need to worry, Alessia, because I know what Deshawn has been through, and you have my word that I will do everything within my power humanly possible to revive his spirit and passion for life. He may not be at his best now, but that doesn't mean I will love him less. If anything, I'll love him more for building himself up to be better than before. The one thing I am curious about, though, is what's on the agenda for you now.
You know what? I'll do you one better. You won't have to worry about seeing me around much longer, because the next time I lose a match around here will be the last time Alessia Marcano is ever seen again, because it's become pretty clear that a scumbag bitch like me doesn't deserve the luxury of being around or being with anyone good with good intentions. With all that said, I wish you well, Amanda. Perhaps we will meet again someday, although I won't place any bets on that. Farewell.
Well, I'll be down. Never thought I'd see this coming, but for the first time in her life, that bitch finally decided to be true to herself and face reality. Well, farewell, Alessia. Hope you find the path you seek, whatever it may be.
Shocking announcement by Alessia Marcano. She said the next time she loses a match, she's not going to be seen around here in ROV. And here comes her younger sister, Narcissa Marcano, who is a part owner of ROV, as well as the band Bloodline financial backer. I've been hearing talks about the announcement that she's going to be making regarding one Aubrey Williams, who is her younger sister as well as Alessia's. And quite honestly, Narcissa's been through the ringer as well. Remember, at Uncivil War, she lost to Aubrey in what was a very damn good match. You gotta believe that their younger sister, Sierra, is also somewhere watching this. I really wonder what Narcissa has to say after all she's been through the last few months. I mean, she left her husband, got him fired. Who the hell knows what could be next on Narcissa Marcano's agenda? Gotta believe that things are gonna be pretty high stakes. Whatever Narci's gotta say, she's grabbing a microphone. Let's listen in.
It feels good to be back home in Boston. Now, I couldn't help but overhear what my sister and Mandy were discussing, and I have to be honest, with all due respect to Alessia, she kinda did all of this to herself. And if she wants to stack the deck against herself that much, then that's fine. Because as of this moment, this match is being made for consequential comeuppance. With all the bloodshed that has been orchestrated by Aubrey Williams, I only see it necessary that this match is made for the event in Fresno. If, and only if, Aubrey makes it to consequential comeuppance as the ROV World Heavyweight Champion, then she will defend her championship belt against Alessia in a first time ever second blood match. And if Alessia loses, she will be fired. However, it will take place in the same location that Aubrey versus Frida will be transpiring at Prestige. The same place where their first singles bout never truly got finished. The same place where it all began for all of us. The Frankfurt Mental Asylum. Furthermore, since Aubrey wants to act as if she's a caged feral animal, this second blood match will be taking place inside a steel cage, where the only way to win is not by pinfall, not by submission, not even by escaping the cage and touching the floor, but rather by making your opponent bleed twice. And hopefully, once all that's said and done, we can finally lay this family trauma shit to rest once and for all. Now, considering she's facing cousin Fern tonight for the strap, and Sierra for the strap at No Such Thing as pre-shows, I personally think that Aubrey has finally met her match, as she has no idea what she's doing or who the hell she's messing with. And neither does her numbskull brother-in-law. Yes, Cody, I'm looking at you. Because in the end, it's a matter of time before the both of you meet your final day. But no matter where the time is told, no matter where the time is told, in the end, everybody pays the toll.
And Narcissa Marcano making it clear, a first time ever second blood match inside a steel cage in the mental asylum in Frankfurt for the world title between Alessia and Aubrey. And wait a minute, somebody's been assaulted backstage. Oh my God, Alessia Marcano has been assaulted. She's gushing blood in the parking lot. Oh my God, oh of course. Aubrey with a sledgehammer to Alessia. Oh God, somebody get security back there. Beating the hell out of her older sister with a sledgehammer. Absolutely sickening by the World Heavyweight Champion, who has to defend that title later tonight against her cousin Fern. And a bicycle kick to the face, knocking Alessia out cold. Some world champion she is. And not only that, she's facing Frida Albrecht at Prestige for that World Heavyweight title. If she survives tonight against Fern, is Aubrey Williams Considering what she just did to her older sister, I think it's a safe bet that Aubrey may just walk out World Heavyweight Champion tonight, but the real story is Alessia has been assaulted by her and Narcy running backstage, and these fans in Boston are not happy. You want to talk about a spoiled homecoming? That pretty much is the epitome of it. Let's look at these fans just booing the hell out of the World Heavyweight Champion. And it's thanks to Cody Hagan that crazy bitch is our world champion right now. And look at this, Narcy. Narcy running to the side of her sister. Oh my gosh, she looks incensed. And I cannot blame her one bit. This family is being torn apart more and more with each passing day. Absolutely sickening assault by Aubrey with that damn sledgehammer. As Narcy carries Alessia to the ambulance, taking her to the local freaking hospital. Aubrey still has to defend that world title later tonight. She can't run and hide forever. As we move on into our next bout. Absolutely disgusting actions by the World Heavyweight Champion. But as we move into our next bout, which will feature the Vice President of the band Bloodline, two-time Women's Champion, Yana Sharapov-Shelley. And believe me, this woman has been around since the very beginning of ROV, and she and the band Bloodline have made it clear they're going to take back everything that belongs to them, This woman pulled the ultimate swerve back at Uncivil War when she came out with the NXW World title around her waist, and then in the middle of Uncivil War, she sold the world title back to then champion Ryan Riley, and then cost her ex-husband Tom Doyle his spot as part owner of ROV and his spot in the Mutiny Mafia to boot. The band Bloodline made a deal with Hank Williams that night. Hank Williams has not been seen since then. I've heard he's been training. But you gotta believe that Yana has a lot on her mind. It's ready to go. The band Bloodline are ready to take back everything they feel belongs to them. Wait a minute, I'm getting word somebody in the Mutiny Mafia is backstage. Oh, it's this cocksucker. The hell does he want?
Oh, what a beautiful sight the last live event was. All those 5 pricks ruined over a cereal box. It was such a beautiful sight, I almost forgave Brandon for preventing my destiny in winning the openweight title. Keyword almost. Now in regards to tonight. Sure, you all saw the cyber skink, Cody Hale, somehow barely survive the wrath of the biggest bitch in the building and my hot wife Samantha Sharp. Let me make it clear to all you whores and virgins out in the crowd. Nothing will stop Samantha from winning that title. It will happen before all you losers know it. Now in regards for you tonight, you dirty Russian cocksleeve. Your opponent is so great and vicious, just like my wife. And I should know. I trained her. I grew up with her. I helped raise her in the streets of Detroit, in my city, when we were little. So now, to quote the newest co-captain of the Mutiny Mafia, and I really hope this sends shivers down your slutty spine. Nobody's got your back, quite like family.
Oh yeah, I'm sure nobody has your back quite like family. Like Lars just said, his wife Samantha was unsuccessful in her challenge against Cody Hale later tonight. Oh boy. Oh, I knew it. Lars bringing out his little sister, Kenna Wild. And of course, she's going to be representing the Mutiny Mafia. Mutiny Mafia versus Band Bloodline right here. Kenna Wilde, I remember seeing her in action in SWW a couple of years ago, where she put on an impressive showing but was unsuccessful. Could luck change here tonight for Kenna Wilde? As Yana Sharapov, two-time women's champion, two-time NXW World Heavyweight Champion, and the Vice President of the Band Bloodline, versus the newest member of the Mutiny Mafia, Kenna Wilde. This girl is quite the martial artist. She and her brother both practice Taekwondo. They are both black belts from what I've heard. These fans in Boston here at Case Gym are not liking Kenna one bit. But as soon as Kenna gets the ball rolling in this match, in terms of in-ring action, I can guarantee you they're gonna have to respect her in-ring abilities. Here we go, Yana versus Kenna. Yamamoto rang the bell, this one is underway. Yana talking trash, Kenna telling her to bring it. Yana, a former mixed martial arts champion in her own right. Yana practiced Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Judo. But tonight it's all about straight up wrestling. Yana with a side headlock takeover to Kenna. Kenna grapevine the legs around Yana's head. You know, these two women are two of the all-time best that I have ever seen. Yana now throwing Kenna off the ropes. Drop down, leapfrog by Sharapov. Oh, but Kenna countered whatever Yana was going for. Drop toe hold and now a knee bar. Man, I'm pretty sure most people know Kenna is a submission specialist, whereas her brother is more the proficient striker. Yana's in deep trouble here. She hasn't faced a competitor quite like Kenna in any sport, whether it be MMA or pro wrestling. Yana finding a way out of that knee bar. Oh, clotheslining Kenna out of the ring. And the ruthless Russian showing her whose house this really is. And now, Yana has her. Oh my God, power slamming her into the barricade. Power slamming Kenna into the guardrail there. Back into the ring these two women go. This has been a red hot night so far here in Boston, Massachusetts. 1,500 people in attendance here. Now, Yana wrenching at the arm of Kenna. Gotta believe Yana's looking to get championship gold back around her waist. But remember, Lorelei Hagen specifically said she's going after Aubrey Williams. Even if it freaking kills her, she just wants her world title back. But I think everything that has gone on with Lorelei's family over the years, big drop kick in the corner by Kenna Wilde. Everything that has gone on with Lorelei's family over the years supersedes any championship. Big clothesline by Yana. Yamamoto down, counting, and no, only a 2. Sitting headlock here now by Sharapov. This has been a good match so far. Pretty much evenly matched. But can Yana keep up the pace? Can Yana keep the dominance going here against Kenna Wilde? Now Kenna trying to find a way out of this headlock, and she finds a way out, elbowing Yana in the ribs. Japanese arm drag. Yana's traveled to Japan over the years as well. Look at this. Off the second Japanese arm drag, throwing Kenna over the rope. Look at this. Pulling her back in the hard way with a suplex. Sharapov is no slouch. I remember when Yana first came into ROV. She wasn't the best wrestler back then by any stretch of the imagination. Went for a cutter, did Yana, and takes a forearm. But she has gained so much experience from all over the world. Her travels in NXW, in Second City Dojo, and here in ROV where she's a two-time women's champion. You've got to believe that Yana is the premier woman on the She-Wolves roster, arguably the premier woman. Oh, and look at this. Look at this. Kenna Wilde pulling Yana's hair. Letting the crowd know what she thinks of him. That's one thing you don't want to do is mess with a woman's hair, especially in a wrestling match. Yana, as we all know, is a former bodybuilding and weightlifting champion as well. Reverse DDT by Kenna Wilde. Kenna in firm control, and she's telling Yana to bring it. Yana now taking a couple of shots to the face. Kenna's got Yana in firm control. Look at this. Going for the roll through. Oh, the dead eye by Yana. 1, 2, and no! Yana hitting the dead eye on Kenna. Oh, man. Kenna is in trouble now. Absolutely insane move out of the corner. Yana, oh my God! Went for a corkscrew moonsault, got caught with a Michinoku driver, but only gets a 2, does Kenna Wilde. What an absolutely insane exchange between these two women. And now mocking the band bloodline with the shush motion and a neck breaker. 1, 2, and no. Kenna Wilde can't believe it. She's going to have to do more than a neck breaker to take down Yana. But everything that Kenna has done so far has proven to be effective, and now she's targeting the leg again so she can reset up for that knee bar. Submissions have been Kenna's bread and butter thus far here, and limb targeting as well. Sharapov off the ropes. Wilde with a leapfrog, drop down. Oh, taking out the left knee. I don't know if Yana has had a history of knee problems, but after this match, she may want to get it checked. Knee bar is blocked back in again. Kenna Wilde has this submission locked in tight. Yana's got nowhere to go. Oh, and she kicks Kenna in the face to escape the hold, but the damage may be done to that knee. Look at that right there, drop toe hold on the left knee again, and Kenna drop kicking her in the ribs. Drop kicking her in the ribs and back to the knee bar. Impressive repertoire. Maybe simple, but it's effective by Kenna Wilde. Yana Sharapov Shelley is in deep trouble. If Kenna keeps targeting that knee, we may have a submission victory on our hands. Keep in mind, this is Yana's first match since that triple threat cage match at ROVX. This is her first match back, and this is Kenna's debut, not just in She-Wolves Underground, but in ROV and on the Carpe Diem network. Look at this hip toss there. Yana's been around again since the very beginning. Oh, and she's going to teach this young buck how it's done. Look at this now. Surfboard stretch by Yana. Kenna Wilde is in trouble here. Referee Yamamoto asking Kenna if she wants to give it up. Kenna's screaming no. Yana strategically trying to keep her shoulders up off the mat so she doesn't get caught in a pinfall predicament. This match has been absolutely fantastic thus far. That corkscrew moonsault into the Michinoku driver was insane. Covered by Kenna, Yana immediately kicks out. And Kenna with a forearm. Kenna with a forearm and another one across the face. And on an elbow, that time to the mouth. Double stomp to the ribs. Kenna off the ropes. Oh, swift kick to the head. Kenna, oh, I thought she was going for a cover, but she's got an arm bar and now a knee bar, this time on the right leg. Look at this, like I said, Kenna's specialty is limb targeting. She's targeted the left leg, and now she's targeting the right leg and right arm. But Yana finding a way out. That martial arts background, that MMA background coming into play for Yana. And Yana now has her in a sitting headlock. Trying to slow the pace down a little bit is Yana. Again, this is Mutiny Mafia versus Band Bloodline here. Kenna Wilde now getting out of this headlock once again. A couple of elbows to the rib cage. Kenna off the ropes. Oh, went for the kick to the back of the head this time. Yana had it scouted, gives her a bulldog. Yamamoto down, 2, and no. Kenji Yamamoto counting 2. This matchup will continue. Yana went for the drop kick. Kenna moved out of the way. And you got to think about it like this. A win for either of these women would prove to be fruitful for them. This is Kenna's debut, so imagine you in your debut match and you get a victory over a former 2-time world heavyweight champion. Whoa! Oh, Kenna landed on her feet out of that counter. Yana with a German suplex into a pin and only gets a 2. Kenna Wilde with extremely insane athleticism. Oh, God, that may have just broken Yana's shoulder. Absolutely incredible exchange moments ago. Kenna with the cover. No! Kenna Wilde. Absolutely insane matchup. Yana kicking out at 2. This matchup will continue here. Back to that, this time a figure 4 knee bar. It'll take its toll on both the legs. Kenna is sure enough proving herself. Even if she loses here, she is definitely proving herself against Yana Sharapov-Shelley, despite the fact that she's a part of the Mutiny Mafia. Kenna is impressing me here, but Yana with an extremely impressive drop kick, and she is ready to finish it. Yana is ready to finish this. And now Yana here has Kenna up on the top. Oh, looking for a superplex perhaps. Oh, looking for a brain buster on the turnbuckle. Oh, but Kenna countering, knee to the head. Knee to the head by Kenna Wilde. Springboard drop kick right to the face. Springboard drop kick right to the face by Kenna Wilde. She could have put Yana away, but wants to do more damage. V-trigger right to the mouth. V-trigger right to the mouth of Yana. Kenna with another one. That time to the temple. Again, Kenna, ever the avid martial artist. Her repertoire is littered with strikes and submissions. That's her go-to. And look at this Bloody Sunday by Yana. Shout out to AJ Monahan with that one. The Bloody Sunday and a German suplex. Yana is all fired up. Oh, and look at this. Oh, God, what a slam. And Yana is exhausted. These fans are going insane, and there's that cocksucker Lars Wilde again. Lars coming out to assist his sister, and Yana's not having any of it. And Lars and Yana talking trash to one another. And look at this, Yana telling Lars to bring it on. Lars telling her the same. And look out behind you, Yana. Oh, God. Ripcord knee. 2. Oh, I thought that was it. I thought that was it right there. Yana got the shoulder up in time, and Lars is telling Kenna to finish it. Lars Wilde telling his sister to finish her off. And that's exactly what she looks like she's planning on doing. Went for the drop kick in the corner. Yana moves out of the way. Oh my God! We got a flying Russian in the house. Oh, and a big lariat by Kenna Wild. Yana took out Lars with that flying crossbody and got a lariat for her troubles. Leapfrog by Kenna. Drop down. Oh, takes out the left knee one more time. Absolutely insane matchup. Lars now back on his feet, as is Yana. Kenna missing the drop kick. Yana sidestepping, and Lars getting in the ring. Get that son of a bitch out of here. Yana with the bloody Sunday brainbuster on Lars Wild. And Yana not letting the interference of Lars slow her down one bit. Kenna gets clotheslined out of the ring, and we got a flying Russian again. Yana Sharapov taking out Kenna Wild. Lars back on his feet, and there's Eli Robledo of the 5 Fingers of Death taking Lars out with a cutter. Lars Wild being assaulted here. Oh, eat defeat. Good night. The 5 Fingers of Death of the band. Bloodline coming together for a common cause. Big frog splash by Eli. Remember, these two went at it in the opening bout for the Openweight Championship tournament. And Lars was a part of the 5 around that time, but my how times changed. Eli getting Lars out of here through the audience as we get back to ringside. Yana and Kenna fighting on the outside here. Referee finally paying attention. Being told Lars and Eli are chasing each other around the backstage area now. Eli chasing him. Oh, head first off the post goes Kenna. Nevertheless, now we have a straight up one-on-one again, just like it was meant to be. Now Yana putting Kenna over the barricade. This has been nothing short of an intense match, but the referee is at a count of 7. Oh my God. Oh, yeah, Yana taking shots at Brandon with that one. Taking shots at Brandon Cuevas. Count of 8. And Yana now has Kenna back in the ring, looking to put an end to this with another German suplex. Yana's got Boston all fired up, all 1,500 people in this arena tonight. Oh, Kenna landing on her feet. Oh, and another V-trigger. V-trigger by Kenna. That has to be it. Yana is out. 1, 2, and no! Yana getting the shoulder up out of that V-trigger. I seriously thought that was it, but Kenna's looking to finish. She's looking to put Yana out once and for all. Oh, German suplex by Sharapov. 1, 2, and Yana gets the victory. The vice president of the band Bloodline with an emphatic victory. An emphatic and definitive victory over a game Kenna Wild. What a victory here for Yana. Take nothing away from Kenna. She wrestled her ass off despite the interference of her older brother, which was put to a stop by Eli Robledo. Yana back with a damn vengeance. You gotta believe that this puts every she-wolf on notice here in ROV. Putting every women's wrestler on notice in the world. Yana celebrating amongst the Boston faithful, and who the hell? Who the hell is this woman? Look at her. She is absolutely jacked. Oh my God, she's got Yana up. What the hell? Oh! Crucifix powerbomb by who I'm being told by Amaya McKay. What the hell is she doing here? I don't know what the hell this assault was about, but this woman, Amaya, just absolutely decimated Yana Sharapov Shelley. There appears to be some history between these two. I don't know what the hell this is about, but that was absolutely uncalled for. And the lights have gone out again here. What the hell is this? Who the hell are these two? The lights have gone back on. Who the hell are these two? Oh, wait a minute. These faces look familiar. These two are staring down Amaya here. And these fans are in absolute stunned silence as it appears to... Oh, and Amaya's backing down from these two women wearing all black suits. I'm being told that their names are Emma and Alexia. And Amaya walking away, backing down after that uncalled for assault on Yana Sharapov. Congratulations are in order for her. We're going to take you backstage in a few moments where we're going to hear from Fern Albrecht.
To say that I'm shocked and somewhat confused as to why I've been chosen to challenge Aubrey for the World Heavyweight Championship tonight is an understatement, especially considering that I'm not the most successful woman on the Carpe Diem network by any stretch of the word. But that's talking in terms of title contention. As far as all of the family issues that have been spoken on by Aunt Frida recently, yeah, sure, all of it is true. Why did it take almost 40 years for all of this to be revealed? I don't know. Fear? In Aubrey's case, confusion and brainwashing to a degree? And the fact that Gunnar holds the actual deed to the asylum, which still runs to this day, is at best reprehensible and at worst perversely sickening. I don't know why the German government or any government would allow that sick fuck to continue drawing breath with the crimes he has committed for almost half a century. And calling him a sick fuck is putting it nicely, might I add, and is almost like calling him a teddy bear. There aren't enough words in any language to describe the psychotic nature of that fiend. Why the Carpe Diem network or any network even allows him to be showcased or mentioned is beyond me, but no matter. Win or lose tonight, that sadist will be put in a grave, and said grave will be lit ablaze. Because even hell is far too good of a place for somebody like Gunnar Casey.
Fern putting it best right there, speaking of her demented uncle, and again, that's putting it mildly. Her uncle Gunnar, who put that Albrecht family through hell for 40 years. And speaking of hell, that's exactly what this woman is gonna bring. Here comes Trish Riley. The last time she was in action here on ROV was at Live X against ROV part owner Shantae Sparks, in which she suffered a slipped disc, did Shantae, and she ended up having to take about a year off from action just about. She recently returned, as I said, on Live Event 23, where she fired AJ Jenkins after she put him in a match with one Brock Lesnar. But tonight it's not about Brock and it's not about AJ, it's about this woman ready to make an impact once again in what will be her second match in Ring of Valiance Wrestling. This woman is quite the Spitfire, quite the Amazon, as she stands about 6'2", maybe 6'3". And she is the daughter of one former Universal Champion, Virgil Snow. Wait a minute, I'm being told that we're going to be hearing from somebody backstage in just a few moments. Let's find out. Oh, hello.
For those of you who are seeing me for the very first time, my name is Emily McCarthy. I am the daughter of the chairman of this network, Damon McCarthy, and as per his orders, I am officially the general manager of She-Wolf's Underground. Now, I'm not going to take up too much time, but I want to send a special message to one Randall Taggart. I heard the threat you made towards me, Mr. Taggart, and I'll say this now. You don't scare me one bit, and neither does the competitor in the ring currently. Tristan, is it? Well, you posed a great threat to Shantae Sparks as you caused her major back problems, which she has fully recovered from recently. However, you've been going around the locker room saying you want the best competition the world has to offer. And that's what I'm here to give to you. Not personally, but let's just say the McCarthys have friends, champions, and princesses in very, very high places.
What could the general manager of She-Wolves Underground be talking about? No, she didn't! No! No, she did not! Oh my fucking god! Emily McCarthy is pitting Trish Riley up against the new chairwoman of World Wrestling Entertainment, Stephanie McMahon! What the hell is going on here tonight? You gotta believe the live chat is blowing up right now at the fact that the $1 billion princess, the chairwoman of WWE, Stephanie McMahon, is going one-on-one with Trish Riley. What the hell is going on here tonight? First, we get told that Emily McCarthy is the She-Wolves Underground general manager, and now we get told that Stephanie McMahon will be going one-on-one with Tristan Riley. This is absolutely incredible. Surprise after surprise, big piece of news after big piece of news. Emily McCarthy making an impact on the first day on the job. Yamamoto rings the bell. Riley versus McMahon. You gotta believe Triss's husband Ryan is somewhere watching in shock, kind of laughing in disbelief almost, as is everybody. Nevertheless, though, McMahon with a key lock here. And we all know the legal troubles her dad has gone through recently. We're not going to get into that when it comes to Stephanie. Stephanie showing some good wrestling prowess here. I'm just in shock at the fact that this woman is even here. How the hell did the McCarthys pull this off? Absolutely incredible moment here on She-Wolves Underground. I am in shock. Trish dropping down, Stephanie moving out of the way. I cannot believe what I'm seeing here. I mean, Stephanie hasn't wrestled a match, to my knowledge, in almost 4 years, in over 4 years. But it almost looks as if she hasn't lost a step. Getting a 2 count off of that maneuver there. I don't think Trish was expecting Stephanie McMahon to step through the curtain here tonight. But nevertheless, when it comes to Ring of Valiance Wrestling, when it comes to the Carpe Diem Network, you gotta expect the unexpected. Stephanie off the ropes, went for the drop kick. Trish, super kick right to the side of the head, and she's done playing games. Tristan Riley's done playing games, and I can't say I blame her. Swift kicks to the leg of Stephanie McMahon, and now trying to tear Steph's arm out of the socket. Stephanie is a former women's champion, although that was over 20 years ago when she won that title. Now she's got a title far more of worth than any championship that she'd ever hold. DDT by Trish. Tristan has been making waves all over the industry as well. She made waves in NXW. She made waves in other independent promotions, but this here is the big time. And she's already beat one boss. Can she beat another? Stephanie went for the spear. Trish had that well scouted, leapfrogging Stephanie in a flipping neck breaker. Gotta believe her father, Virgil, is not the least bit amused by these antics. Big neck breaker there by Trish. Now Triss targeting the leg the same way Kenna did Yana earlier on. Triss may not be the martial artist that, oh, look at this. Disrespectfully driving her knee into the back of the head of the billion-dollar princess, trying to embarrass her. Now Triss, look at this power. Oh my God, she's gonna put her 6 feet deep with that tombstone pile driver. And now Triss telling Stephanie to get up on her feet. Oh, look at this one for the scoop slam. Steph countering, fighting back here is McMahon. Oh, and look at the flexibility of Stephanie. Yeah, you can tell this woman has not lost a step since the last time she wrestled. Obviously, she's been trained by her husband, Triple H, Paul Levesque, who's been named the head of creative in WWE. Congratulations are in order. I guess you could say the Alliance and the McMahon-Helmsley era won. Stephanie regaining control here. Now Steph has Triss back on her feet, looking for the scoop slam. Triss shifting her weight to make sure Stephanie doesn't pick her up, and Stephanie gets roundhouse kicked in the face. Now Stephanie getting circled like a shark in the water by Triss. Triss went for the double knees in the corner. Stephanie with a small package. Yamamoto down, counting. Only a 1 count. Only a 1 count. Stephanie telling Triss to get up. Big lariat by Steph. Gotta believe her husband Triple H is watching. Both of these women's husbands are watching. Dragon screw into the ropes and Triss landed awkwardly. Oh, now Stephanie strangling Triss. Say what you will about Stephanie, she may be a great wrestler, but she's also pretty damn vicious herself, as per that back rake. Look at this. Back suplex to Triss. Cover now by McMahon. And no. You gotta wonder what would this mean for Triss if she loses to Stephanie here. I mean, you gotta believe it would be pretty damn embarrassing. Spear by Stephanie. Big spear, she could lose right here with Triss too. And no. This is an absolutely incredible moment. I'm still in shock at the fact that Stephanie McMahon is here. And Stephanie looking for it. Looking to finish this off once and for all. Oh God. Oh, she's looking for it. The pedigree. Pedigree by Stephanie McMahon. An ode to her husband, Triple H, the game. 14-time world champion, and Stephanie gets taken down. Oh, and Triss throwing up the X. Telling the people in the back they better get the medics ready because she's about to break Stephanie's back, throwing her up in the air, pulling her in. Look at this big go to sleep. The go to sleep by Triss Riley to Stephanie McMahon, looking for another one. Oh, and Stephanie is out cold. It's game over for Stephanie McMahon. Triss Riley garnering her 2nd victory here in ROV over a game billion-dollar princess. Take nothing away from Stephanie. She wrestled her ass off. But Triss proving to be too powerful and too agile for Stephanie to handle. These fans in Boston may not like it, but what's done is done. Triss is the victor in this one. Look at this. She's feeling herself. Feeling herself, getting arrogant, getting cocky, just like her damn father. Oh, and wait a minute. Triss has company. Lady Prez of the band Bloodline once again staring Triss down. This happened on VWU Horizon a while back. And these two women are staring each other down again. We still don't know who Lady Prez is. But you heard her and her her presumed husband, Prez, the sovereignty champion. You heard them say everything goes through us, and I think Lady Prez was reminding Triss of that. Everything goes through the band bloodline. At least that's what's been insinuated here tonight in Boston. All 1,500 people are still hyped. We're going to hear from Zoe De La Rosa here.
I am a woman who is of very few words. I usually let my actions in the ring do the talking. Why I've been out of action since She-Wolf's Underground 2 is unfortunate. See, during my match with Himari Sato, I blew out my left knee and tore nearly every ligament in it, as well as suffering a fractured ankle in the same leg. I'm blessed to be standing, let alone walking again. But as far as wrestling goes, I'm easing my way back into the ring, as my left leg isn't at the proper strength levels it needs to be in order to perform for all of you. But rest assured, when I get back in the ring, I'm gonna tear the house down. I may be deaf in my left ear, but I hear all of you through the right. All of you, including you, Mandy Walton. I haven't forgotten about your lame-ass Def Comedy Jam comments that you've been making towards me since you started here, nor have I forgotten about ROVX. I haven't forgotten about you, and neither has a good friend of mine who visited and took care of me after I blew out my knee and fractured my ankle. She's been wanting to touch base with you for years now. Either way, rest assured, when I'm healthy, I'm gonna perform at my best and prove my worth to this network once again. And who knows? Maybe I might even become champion. So Cody and Tia better keep their eyes open and their heads on swivels, because the Def Dynamo is coming faster than a speeding bullet.
Zoe De La Rosa sending a powerful message to the entirety of ROV, and that was very somewhat telling. What Zoe just said, saying a friend of hers took care of her and looked out for her while she was injured. Somebody that knows Mandy and has known her for years. But nevertheless, a #1 contenders match is going to be taking place in regards to the She-Wolves title between LaShawna Jeffries, Christy Jo Maxwell, and Cassidy Fournier. These three women are well deserving of championship opportunity, considering LaShawna is not defeated yet, undefeated here in ROV, I should say. I would say she is arguably the most deserving of the three. Christy Jo has yet to receive a title shot in ROV, yet hasn't really done much, in my personal opinion, hasn't really done much to deserve it, but opportunity knocks for everybody here in ROV, including LaShawna Jeffries. This woman is a former exotic dancer out of Atlanta, Georgia. The last time she was in action was against Olga Markowski. And before that, her debut match was against one Shantae Sparks, in which she won in convincing fashion. So you could say she and Triss have something in common. They've both beaten Shantae Sparks. The question is, can LaShawna beat Cassidy and Christy Jo and make her way into title contention? Or will the French affliction, who the Boston faithful hate here tonight, will Cassidy Fournier find her way into the winner's circle here tonight, just like she did against Christy Jo a few months ago on VWU Worldwide? This woman was once upon a time Ava Willow's tag team partner, but she told me earlier today, after Uncivil War, when Ava and Sydney Maxwell made up, that kiss and make up moment, quite frankly, sickened her to her stomach, and then she just walked off without any other words. I tried to get in touch with Cassidy, and her agent picked up the phone and said Cassidy will do her talking in the ring. What better way to do it than in a #1 contenders triple threat match? I firmly believe Cassidy has all the tools to be a champion, and who knows, she may be able to get that opportunity after tonight. But in order to get that opportunity, she's not only going to have to go through LaShawna, but she's also going to have to go through her fiercest rival, Christy Joe. These two women, Christy Joe and Cassidy Fournier, went at it in a tag team match. Were actually tag team partners at one point, actually, all the way back at Buckle Up. These two went at it one-on-one once before. Twice before, actually. And in both situations, Christy Joe was on the losing end. The question is, can Christy Joe turn her luck around with a victory over LaShawna and Cassidy and become the #1 contender to the She-Wolves Championship? All 1,500 people here tonight in Boston, Massachusetts firmly believe in the Denton, Texas native. Jeffries, Fournier, and Maxwell are ready for this #1 contenders match, and I firmly believe in my heart, that Christy Joe will walk out of here with a victory under her belt and with a #1 contender spot. These three women staring each other down. The bell has yet to ring. Is Cassidy staring a hole through KJ? KJ staring at Cassidy as well. LaShawna looking at both of them on the other side of the ring. Look at this. The referee doesn't know what to make of this. He's not starting the bell yet. Really don't know why. Cassidy. Oh! Cassidy got taken out with a clothesline by LaShawna. One. Oh, wait. One. There it is. Two. And no. Yamamoto counting. LaShawna thrown into Yamamoto and hits Christy Joe with a spine buster. 1, 2, no. Christy Joe kicking out, much to the delight of Boston. KJ thrown into the corner. LaShawna Jeffries is very aggressive in that ring. Olga Markowski and Shantae Sparks can attest to that. Christy Joe countering whatever LaShawna was going for, and in a match like this, you have to keep your head on a swivel at all times. Hell, you got to keep your head on a swivel in multiple multi-man or multi-woman matches in this industry. Christy Joe off the ropes again, big elbow right to the forehead of LaShawna Jeffries. Christy Joe with the cover, and Yamamoto counts 2. Gotta believe that Cody and Tia are studying these women, watching them like hawks. Bulldog by LaShawna Jeffries. Pinfall here, only a 1 count. LaShawna Jeffries is another woman on this roster who has once upon a time competed in SWW territory. And I believe she went one-on-one with the current SWW Women's Champion, Bad Amy, on that episode of SWW Adrenaline. I know a lot of us don't like to speak of them, but hey, it happens, so there you go. Oh, and an apropos Boston Crab by LaShawna Jeffries, which Christy Joe easily gets out of. And Cassidy Fournier now back in the ring, throwing KJ into the corner, and a big back bump. Christy Joe rolls out of the ring, and now LaShawna getting it taken to her by Cassidy Fournier with a nasty couple of right hooks. And Fournier now with a back bump to LaShawna as well. One thing Cassidy Fournier has over LaShawna and Christy Joe is strength. That torture rack backbreaker that she has utilized over the years has proven to pay dividends for her, but that spine buster she uses does so as well. You gotta believe, with as much at stake as there is, I firmly believe in my heart of hearts that with as much at stake as there is, Cassidy Fournier is going to find a way to win, regardless of how she does it. She's willing to do whatever it takes to become the #1 contender. All three of these women are. Cassidy now dropping down again, dropping down a third time, and turns LaShawna around, forearm to the back, and a second time, down goes Jeffries. And a huge leg drop. Cassidy Fournier really taking it. Knee across the throat. Right across the esophagus of LaShawna Jeffries, and another back bump in the corner. And another leg drop. Cassidy Fournier trying to make sure LaShawna Jeffries is down. LaShawna gets the shoulder up. Yamamoto counting 2. And Christy Joe is still down on the outside somewhere. Went for the cutter, did Cassidy, and she got a big boot for it from LaShawna. Action all over the place here. Still to come tonight, the World Heavyweight Championship is on the line, and I'm being told that we have footage in an empty arena somewhere in the middle of Boston, and we're going to be hearing from one Phoebe Abramo, who we have not heard from since Uncivil War. I wonder what Phoebe's got to say after what she pulled back in LA. Anyways, here we go. 1, 2, and no! LaShawna nearly getting the pinfall victory. Well, I find it funny that we were in LA for Uncivil War, and now we're here in Boston for She-Wolf's Underground. Remember the Lakers and the Celtics? Oh God! Snowplow by Fournier, and she gets taken out of the ring by Christy Joe. Christy Joe taking advantage. 1, she could become the #1 contender here, and no. Only a 2 count by Maxwell. Like I was saying, the Lakers and the Celtics have had quite the sports rivalry over the course of the last half-century, and these 3 women could have a rivalry of their own. Everybody in this business has rivalries of their own that is reminiscent of the Lakers versus the Celtics, or the Bulls versus the Jazz. Christy Joe's got that arm trapped and she stomps it. It's going to pay dividends for whenever she decides to lock in the hog tie. Christy Joe with that Texas tough strength. And she throws LaShawna out of the ring. And the Boston faithful love it. But she's got to keep her head on a swivel. LaShawna on the floor. Christy Joe gets kicked in the face by Cassidy Fournier. Running out of breath here because the action is so exciting. And you gotta believe with Prestige coming up, BWU Prestige coming up real soon, powerbomb on the floor. You gotta believe that a lot of the women here are gonna be watching the entire ROV roster, especially the newcomers that are coming in on episode 16, covered by Fournier. 2, no. You gotta believe that a lot of the newcomers are gonna be watching every single bit of Prestige. Especially the Call All-Stars World title match between Cody Hagan, Deshaun Walton, and John Blackos, the champion. Oh, wait a minute, Christy Joe, crossbody off the top. Christy Joe flying high. She's known for that high-flying style. Like I said, Christy Joe, she has been waiting, lying in wait for a chance at immortality. LaShawna hasn't been around as long as KJ and Cassidy have, but she's been waiting as well, and Cassidy's been waiting as well too. For the double knees again in the corner, bulldog by Fournier. Maxwell rolls out of the ring, and a bulldog by Jeffries from behind. Again, you have to have your head on a swivel, otherwise the third opponent will take advantage. Belly-to-belly suplex by Jeffries, the power. Again, that sweet brown sugar slam that LaShawna utilized against both Olga and Shantae is something that both Cassidy and KJ gotta look out for. And speaking of looking out, Cassidy should have been looking out for that Hurricane Rana by LaShawna Jeffries, 2, and no. Action so exciting here in Boston, Massachusetts, here at Case Gym, or otherwise known as the Roof, because it's on the roof of Boston University's basketball arena. LaShawna bouncing Cassidy's head off the turnbuckle. Now, LaShawna again applying the Boston Crab. This time to Cassidy Fournier. Yamamoto asking Fournier if she wants to quit. She's replying with no. And Fournier now getting out of the Boston Crab. Fournier now off the ropes, drop kick, miss. Oh, Fez pressed by LaShawna. LaShawna has proven to be impressive in all of the matches that she has been in up to this point. But the question is, will she be impressive enough, and will her athletic prowess prove to be beneficial enough to garner her a victory? We're going to have to wait and see how things play out in this match. LaShawna went for the big boot and gets a clothesline. What a nasty clothesline by the French Affliction. Inflicting pain on her opponent. Now she's putting LaShawna up on the top rope. Cassidy now. What's she gonna be going for here? Oh, she's got her. Oh, she's got her up on her shoulders. High angle slam off the top. High angle slam off the top. That has to be it. Cassidy could be the #1 contender, but gets a 2 count out of that one. Kenji Yamamoto is getting worked heavily here tonight, just like Lawrence Chen was back at an ROV Live X. LaShawna's in trouble here. Cassidy's got her in the sights. I thought she was going to go for the snowplow, but slams her straight down to the mat. And another leg drop. These leg drops have proven to come in handy for Cassidy. 1, 2, and no. LaShawna kicking out. Look at the arrogance of Cassidy Fournier. She wants to finish this, but is acting like a pompous ass bitch. Acting like a pompous bitch, and she doesn't see Christy Joe behind her, and that's what she gets. That is exactly what she gets for not paying attention. And now Christy Joe on LaShawna. KJ is on LaShawna here, throwing her off the ropes, dropping down, leapfrog, Fez press, a Texas-style Fez press from Christy Joe. And now Christy Joe going up to the top. Cassidy still down on the floor in a fist drop. Fist drop to Cassidy Fournier. And Christy Joe has been all over the place in this one. Turning LaShawna upside down in the Tree of Woe. Fournier on the outside struggling to get up. KJ lining her up, double knees to the ribs. Now, Christy Joe, she's probably the only one in this match who has her head on a swivel, keeping her opponents at bay, keeping them away from one another, and powerbombing Cassidy onto the apron and swinging her into it. Christy Joe is an established veteran here in ROV. Hasn't had too many chances at the championship. Big kick right to the face. That could be it right there. Yamamoto in position 2, and no. LaShawna now sitting back up. KJ off the ropes, and gets kicked in the face by Cassidy Fournier. And LaShawna gets the same kick to the face. That has to do it. 1, 2, and oh man. Again, gotta have your head on a swivel, gotta pay attention. Christy Joe slightly slipped up there. She paid for it with a size 10 boot right to the face. And Fournier with a hip attack in the corner. Cassidy now, leg drop again. And Fournier caught up, schoolgirl by Christy Joe Maxwell. 2, no. Fournier kicks out. Cassidy now thrown into an elbow. Irish whip pullback. Into the elbow right there by Christy Joe. Oh, double knees into the corner to LaShawna Jeffries. You gotta believe that Emily McCarthy, the general manager of She-Wolves Underground, is taking a close look at all of these women, not just in this match, but on this show. Remember, she's the one that put Stephanie McMahon against Trish Riley earlier tonight. And that's still a shock. And KJ now off the LaShawna backbreaker, going up to the top and another crossbody. Off the top rope and look out below. These women are going to have to be on their toes. LaShawna down. Cassidy getting driven into the apron. You know, speaking of She-Wolves, Mandy Walton, you got to believe that she's got something to say about the whole Five Fingers of Death falling apart after what Brandon did to her husband. Knocking him out with a damn shovel into the destiny, just like LaShawna's getting knocked in the face with that fast press with the punches. Elbow by Cassidy to LaShawna, and a drop kick to Cassidy by Christy Joe. You gotta believe that Mandy is not happy at all with Brandon. But nevertheless, that'll get dealt with when it gets dealt with. LaShawna gets a hip attack from Cassidy, and Cassidy bringing Christy Joe back in the hard way. Absolutely incredible match between these three women. One from France, one from Texas, one from Atlanta, Georgia. But all three of these women have one common goal. Regardless of their different walks in life, they have one common goal: the She-Wolves title. And one way or another, these women are going to find a way to reach that goal. LaShawna raking the face of Cassidy with her elbow. KJ stopping whatever was going on and hits a Russian leg sweep. Oh, what a chop. I'm sure Eddie Mack heard that one from up in the heavens. Look at this now. Oh, off the ropes. Beautiful arm drag by Christy Joe. Absolutely incredible agility, incredible high-flying maneuver there. Christy Joe is one of the premier high flyers in the She-Wolves division. DDT. And with LaShawna from behind again. Bulldog to Christy Joe. You gotta have your head on a swivel. I keep repeating it. Eyes in the back of your head. You cannot catch a break in a match like this. Oh, and LaShawna driving her back first into the guardrail. Going back in the ring to focus on Cassidy. Remember, oh, and look at this, bringing it back to 2006, dancing like she's young Jock or somebody. This belly-to-belly suplex by Jeffries. Reminder, this match is for the #1 contendership to the She-Wolves title. LaShawna, look at this. Looks like she's going for the Sweet Brown Sugar Slam. Christy Joe up on the top turnbuckle. Cassidy counters. Missile drop kick to LaShawna. LaShawna rolling out of the ring. Took that one right to the spine. Meanwhile, Cassidy and KJ fighting it out in the ring. Cassidy, oh, look at this. Wrath of the Gods. Or Wrath of the Goddesses right there. 1, 2, and no! Christy Joe kicks out. These fans in Boston have been on their feet, have been excited all night long. Oh, and look at this, grabbing KJ by the ears and slamming him. These three women have been intense all match long. They show no signs of slowing down. And again, right after this match, I'm being told DDT by Cassidy. Oh, and look at this electric chair by LaShawna Jeffries. Right after this match, I am being told that we are indeed going to hear from Phoebe Abramo. LaShawna calling her shot, not just at Christy Joe, but at the She-Wolves title clothesline in the corner. Clothesline in the corner by Jeffries, who is up on the top turnbuckle. What is she doing? Oh my God! Death from above by LaShawna Jeffries. Shades of Stigma with that maneuver. Oh, but Christy Joe somehow fighting back after that. Forearms to the face. Jeffries off the ropes. Maxwell dropping down in a drop kick. Oh, but Cassidy, though, climbing up to the top turnbuckle. Christy Joe doesn't see it. Hurricane Rana. Oh, and the French Affliction is feeling herself. Cassidy Fournier is feeling it. She has that #1 contendership in her sights. Jeffries off the ropes. Big back elbow. Maxwell gets brought up to her feet. Fournier has her in her arms. And drives her tailbone first into the turnbuckle. Fournier now telling Maxwell to get up. Jeffries is down on the outside, taking a reprieve. Oh, God. Double axe handle. Cassidy wants to hit that spine buster and put this one away. That's what she wants to do. But I think in her mind, she feels if she does more damage, that it'll help. And indeed it will. But she cannot lose sight of what's at stake. Big drop kick by Christy Joe. Fighting back here, big splash. LaShawna, though, back in the ring. Christy Joe doesn't see it. She does now. She gets clotheslined out of the ring by Jeffries. Oh, and Jeffries now has Fournier in her sights. Kenji Yamamoto looking on. Moonsault DDT. Moonsault into a tornado DDT. Christy Joe is down on the outside. Cassidy Fournier is in trouble. She's got her up. Sweet brown sugar slam, baby. 1, 2, and LaShawna Jeffries is the #1 contender to the She-Wolves Championship. All three of these women put on a clinic. They put on a clinic to determine the #1 contender, but LaShawna with the sweet brown sugar slam and all the confidence in the world, she came out on top and is going to meet either Tia Schultz or Cody Hale for that She-Wolves title somewhere down the line. Oh, look at this, LaShawna now celebrating. Oh, the fans do not like the arrogance out of Jeffries, but it doesn't matter. LaShawna's the #1 contender, and what's more, she's 3-0 in ROV. Mandy Walton better be watching as well. She doesn't want to be overshadowed by LaShawna. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after we hear from one Phoebe Abramo, who sounds like she's got a lot to say.
For our whole lives, Mother always favored you two more. I never quite understood why. I was always the excellent scholar. I was always a superb athlete, but I was never favored by our mother. We came into this company as a unit, Persephone, Penelope, and I. Yet once whispers of Mother's return into our lives after her foray into politics in Greece began amongst the two brown-nosers, that's when our relationship as sisters started to fall apart. I remember at Buckle Up when Persephone got decimated, and Penelope tried to assist her. I stood back and did nothing because I knew Percy was weak. At the time I didn't want to accept it, but Penelope was weak too. So I did everything I could to strengthen her, physically and mentally. However, her actions and words leading into and during ROVX only further solidified how weak Penelope truly was. Hence why my eye is as infected as it is to this day. This thumbtack that has been in my eye for almost 2 years has been more of a family to me than my own. And it shall stay there until the suffering I've obtained our whole lives is matched by the suffering they shall obtain at my hand. Penelope was the first victim when I bludgeoned her to a bloody pulp at Civil War. Percy, you're next up. And Mother, or rather, Artemis, you shall die a painful death. regardless of how unstable I become.
You know, I'm starting to really think that Phoebe Abramo's instability is only going to continue to rise as time goes on. She sent a powerful message to her sisters and to her mother. We're going to get on that another time, but right now it's time for our co-main event of the evening, as this was announced just a few days ago as well. Jen Richards going one-on-one against the banned Bloodline prospect, Safira Mendez. Now, Safira hasn't competed in a while, and neither has Jen, but this is Jen's first match since live episode 15, where she fought against Brandon Cuevas in a death match, a razor wire, barbed wire death match, whatever you want to call it. Jen came out on top in fierce and convincing fashion. Brandon has suffered about 4 losses between Uncivil War and now, and I think that's what pushed him over the edge at the last live event. I don't even think Lars was completely off the mark, but I think Brandon suffering 4 losses in as many months kind of tipped him over the edge. But nevertheless, this is Jen's first foray into She-Wolf's Underground. Here comes Safira Mendez, and she's been around for many years here. Been around for about 4, almost 5 years. Has yet to receive a title shot. But nevertheless, this woman is a banned Bloodline prospect. The last time she was in action was actually on, I believe, either Horizon or Worldwide, depending on who you talk to, where she went against the daughter of Dominic Cato, Leona, who was representing the Mutiny Mafia and still is. And Safira basically tried to rip this woman's eye out of her socket. I swear, every time I see Safira, she becomes more and more aggressive. And there's nothing wrong, with an aggressive approach. But in the end, I think Safira's aggressiveness has gotten more and more prominent ever since joining the banned Bloodline. I mean, ever since she got stabbed 3 years ago, Safira has become more ruthless and fearless as time goes on. But nevertheless, Mendez versus Richards, here we go. Safira Mendez, the last time she competed in an ROV ring was on episode 13 against Sophia Anderson, who we have not seen since then. From what I heard, she is supposedly dead, although we've heard rumors and rumblings in the backstage area that she may be alive, so who knows? Great wrestling here by both of these women. Who knows, maybe one day both of these women could become a champion. Jen with a standing waistlock, Safira with a standing switch. Waistlock takedown by Mendez. Richards now with a side headlock. Jen Richards showing that she is a good mat wrestler. She's more than just a deathmatch wrestler. She's more than just a one-trick pony. A lot of people in this business are one-trick ponies, and that's something that a lot of people have to evaluate about themselves and realize. It takes more than one maneuver to put a match away. Big drop kick by Mendez into the cover. Only a 2 count. Being told that Jen Richards was actually trained to be a professional wrestler by the Rileys, Triss and Ryan. So that's a lot of wrestling pedigree. Oh, especially when you consider who Triss's father is. But Jen definitely has her own style, and she's been making waves in the independent scene. She recently won a championship just a few days ago on the independents. This isn't the independents, this is the big leagues, honey, so you gotta show what you got. Mendez now going up to the top. She's known for her high-flying abilities just as much as any other She-Wolves wrestler who's a high flyer. Look at this off the top. Jen Carter, huge powerbomb, and Safira landed awkwardly on the ropes. And Jen celebrating the fact that she could have hurt her. Again, there's that ruthless nature of Ryan and Trish Riley coming out of her. And now Jen circling her like a shark in the water. Probably took notes from Trish earlier when she fought Stephanie McMahon. I still can't believe Stephanie actually showed up, especially knowing the legal troubles her father is going through. Safira with a couple of roundhouse kicks to the ribs. Throwing Jen in the opposite corner, double knees. Kenji Yamamoto has been working his ass off all night tonight. Boston has been loving this. All 1,500 people in this arena have been loving this show. Safira lining up, reality check. The CMC Starlet Champion with the cover, 2, and no. Absolutely incredible matchup. Incredible night of action. Coming up next, we have our main event of the evening for the World Heavyweight Championship between Aubrey Williams and her younger cousin, older cousin I should say, Fern Albrecht. And again, that Lorelei family drama has only gotten more mysterious, dark, and sickening ever since Frida told the whole world exactly what happened. Look at this, Jen now just beating Safira's chest in. Now Jen on the top, pointing Safira out. Oh, bionic elbow from the top. And look at this, she's yelling obscenities at the fans. Yelling at the fans, letting them know she is not here to play patty cake. Oh, she may have just flattened Safira like a pancake on that guardrail. Look at this, the strength of Jen. Snake eyes onto the apron. Look at this again. The cockiness of Jen Richards coming into play. But nevertheless, that cockiness got her a championship. Jen back in now with a count of 7. Oh, a disrespectful slap by Richards. Off the ropes, went for the spear, Safira counter. Oh, and a lion salt! Lion salt by Mendez into the cover. Yamamoto in perfect position, and only a 2 count. Only a 2 count off the lion salt. Safira cannot believe it. Oh, and Safira taking shots at Charles Schultz, looking into the camera, yelling at him, telling him to embrace his heritage. Jen in serious pain in this submission. And Jen somehow finds a way out of the camel clutch. Oh, and look at this now. Oh, look at this. Look at the strength of Jen. Gut wrench into a suplex. Oh, and look at this. Another gut wrench into the cover. Very innovative offense here. You don't see that out of too many people. But Safira gets the shoulder up. Now look at this, a cloverleaf by Jen. I'm being told Jen is actually of Irish descent. That's actually a very interesting thing. Irish people are known to be very, very tough. And considering the death match Jen had with Brandon after Uncivil War, I think you could say that Jen is definitely Irish tough. Safira throws her off the ropes. Huge power slam. Oh, and look at this, dropping the boom. And Boston is on their feet. Now look at this, Tope Atomico. Shades of Eddie Guerrero with that one. Oh, look at this, oh! Dropping the boom once again. And again, you gotta, oh, the jumping DDT perhaps. Oh, and a headbutt to the back of the head. Oh, and throwing Safira like a sack of potatoes across the ring. You gotta believe that Emily McCarthy and her father Damon are both watching this, and a nasty spear by Jen. Nasty spear by Jen Richards, and what the hell is this? Oh, a curb stomp! Curb stomp by Jen Richards. And Jen trash talking It's kind of a rookie mistake not going for the cover off the curb stomp, but maybe she has other ideas. Oh, a spear! Spear off the second rope. That had to have done it. She drove Sapphira straight into the mat. 2 and no. And Jen cannot believe it. 2 spears and Sapphira still kicked out. 2 spears, and I'm not talking about Brittany. And now a reverse figure 4 knee bar, similar to what Kenna Wild did earlier to Yana Sharapov. And somehow Sapphira escapes. And you gotta believe the vice president of the band Bloodline herself is watching this, as well as Lorelei Hagen, the founder of the group. Suplex by Sapphira, going up to the top. Jen is down. What could Sapphira be? Going for the knee. She may have blown out her knee. Jen off the ropes and another curve stomp. Another curve stomp by Jen Richards. Sapphira is out. 1, 2, it's done. Jen Richards with the victory. Absolutely incredible matchup between both of these women. Jen Richards. Oh, the disrespect. Disrespectful after the match there, wiping her feet, showing no signs of any sportsmanship whatsoever. But nevertheless, Jen with an impressive victory, and her record extends to 2-0 here in Ring of Valiance Wrestling. The sky's the limit for this young lady. Take nothing away from Sapphira. She wrestled a damn good match, but Jen was just a little bit better. Sapphira's down. She has to be heartbroken after that loss. And wait a minute, there's Esperanza. We haven't seen Esperanza in months. What the hell is she doing here? Coming out here to help her friend, it seems. Absolutely incredible. What the hell? Esperanza, what are you doing? That's supposed to be your friend. Why? What the hell is this? Oh, come on. What the hell is this about? I thought Esperanza was coming out here to help Sapphira. Oh, frog splash. What the hell is Esperanza's problem? Turning her back on her best friend. And now a rolling, jumping lariat. Honor roll lariat, absolutely disgusting. Wait a minute! What the hell is this? Is it? Could it be? Diana Anderson is back! Diana Anderson is back! And she too is a prospect of the band Bloodline! Diana has not been seen since ROVX! She has not been in action since then either, after suffering a fractured skull and needing a blood transfusion, as well as concussion problems. These 3 women took out Sophia Anderson together, and Esperanza betrays them. But why? Diana Anderson coming to the aid of Sapphira Mendez, but more importantly coming to the aid of her band Bloodline's sister. The band Bloodline just gained 1 more member here tonight on She-Wolf's Underground. And speaking of the band Bloodline, the main event is happening in just a few short moments as the cousin of the founder, Fern Albrecht, challenges Aubrey Williams, the champion, and the younger sister of the founder of the band Bloodline, Lorelei, who has promised at Salvation Lies Within 2 to take that title from her. But all of that could change here in this championship match if Fern can somehow beat Aubrey. Seems as if Fern has some new theme music here. And this is definitely some OTEP music. I'm digging this. Fern has not been in action in quite some time, and even she said earlier she's shocked and somewhat confused that she's getting this World Heavyweight Championship match. But she said to her, it's not about the title, it's about putting all this family drama to rest. Excuse me, I'm still excited over what the hell just happened. Diana Anderson making a triumphant return to Ring of Valiance Wrestling as a member of the band Bloodline. An unbelievable moment. But what could even be more unbelievable, is if Fern can somehow pull off the somewhat impossible and beat Aubrey Williams for the title. But considering Aubrey's psychotic and quite frankly crazy nature, and especially after what the bitch did earlier tonight to her own sister, jumping her in the parking lot and costing her a victory, I firmly believe in my heart of hearts that if Aubrey didn't interfere, there was a small chance that Alessia was going to beat Mandy Walton. Nevertheless, Mandy got a very well-earned victory over Alessia Marcano. And here comes the World Heavyweight Champion. This is her first title defense since quite frankly stealing the world title back in Uncivil War with help from Cody Hagan and Dominic Cato of the Mutiny Mafia. Now, we do not know if that means that Aubrey is a member herself, but what we do know is this: Cody Hagan is her brother-in-law and is part owner, so she basically has him in her back pocket. And speaking of Cody Hagan, that's all up until Prestige comes and goes. That's all up until Consequential Comeuppance comes and goes as well, because Cody could walk out of that elimination chamber empty-handed, and Aubrey will have nobody to help her by then. The fact that she stole the World Heavyweight title with her sister's husband's help and her, I guess you could say her friend's help in the form of Dominic Cato, it still sickens me to this day. This woman has done so many unhinged and reprehensible things over the years, attacking her best friend, my Mimi, throwing her older sister off the top of that Hell in a Cell. So many more things, even manipulating poor Penny Shaw, who hasn't been seen in ROV aside from Live Event 21. Manipulating the poor woman. Aubrey is the most reprehensible woman in this industry, and the only woman who I feel who can stop Aubrey's madness tonight is the woman standing across from her in the form of her cousin Fern. I mean, hell, she may have broken her own little sister's neck back in Uncivil War. Remember, she put that chair around her little sister Sierra's neck back in Uncivil War and may have broken it. Sierra hasn't been seen or heard from since. This is Aubrey's first title defense, but will it be her last is the question. Kenji Yamamoto refereeing the final match of the night. That's what this is all about. The World Heavyweight Championship. Fern Albrecht, Aubrey Williams. Challenger versus champion. The cousins face off. Here we go. Fern telling Aubrey to bring it in. Aubrey's laughing at Fern. Laughing at her as if she doesn't deserve this. And to some degree, Aubrey is correct, because Fern herself said she's not the most successful person on this roster. But Fern is definitely capable in that ring of showing the world what she is made of. Aubrey now dropping down, leapfrog herself. Power slam. Oh, look at this vicious knees. Vicious knees to the sternum of her cousin Fern. Aubrey fighting dirty, as she always does. You know, I mentioned once upon a time a few months ago of what would happen if Aubrey Williams and Akira Yukamura stepped foot in the ring with each other. You know, I asked Hit Kit that question actually a few months ago. I never got that answer. Nevertheless, Aubrey. Oh, with the knee. Fern. Oh, crucifix pin. 1, 2, and no. Aubrey kicking out. Could have had a new champion right there. Nevertheless, the match continues. Fern with a clothesline in the corner. Down goes Aubrey. Aubrey has been on quite the warpath the last few years, and like I said, and Hit Kid made a point of this as well back at Uncivil War. This is the second time, and I don't know how many years that Aubrey has stolen a world title. And Aubrey right now in Ring of Valiance is 2-0. She beat Narcissa Marcano and she beat Eric DeVille in the same night. Nobody else will ever be able to say that they did that, except for Aubrey Williams. And I'm sure Eric is somewhere watching this too, because quite frankly, he got screwed out of the World Heavyweight Championship by somebody who he thought was his friend, and by somebody who has been his biggest nemesis ever since he arrived here. Aubrey Williams with these ruthless knees. Ruthless knees to the chest of her cousin as the matchup progresses. Aubrey now throwing Fern over the top. Gonna set her up for something here. Look at this. Neck breaker. Look at this, the psychotic nature of Aubrey. And the worst part is she's not even in her pure form. And many people say that Aubrey is doing what she's doing in favor of her father, but I think that Aubrey's doing this out of sheer fear of him, intimidation. Doing this because she has no other way out in the BME. BME by Aubrey Williams, desecrating the good name of Christopher Daniels. Former multiple-time X Division champion, quite arguably the greatest of all time. Aubrey now has Fern in the tree of woe and laughing at Fern's misery. And a flying headbutt in the corner, taking Fern down. Aubrey now going for the cover. She can retain the title off of that. 2-0. Fern getting the shoulder up, somehow she's going to continue to fight. Here on She-Wolf's Underground, it's been a hell of a night. We saw a She-Wolf's title match between Samantha and Cody, in which Cody Hale retained, and then Tia Schultz came out. Oh man, could you imagine if Tia and Aubrey crossed paths? One can only imagine the level of violence that will be brought on this world if those two got in the ring with each other. And Fern with a beautiful Hurricane Rana. Nice elbow there by Fern Albrecht, fighting for the good name of her family, never mind the world title. In this situation, in this Albrecht family drama situation, the world title is secondary. Aubrey simply took the world title primarily out of spite, jealousy, and greed. And that's exactly what Aubrey is, at least to me. Oh, spearing Aubrey to the floor. Aubrey is spiteful and quite frankly was jealous of the fact that she didn't have a championship and jealous of all of her sister's success and her cousin's success. Mission Oak will drive her. I'm stuttering so damn bad, I'm that pissed off, but this has been one hell of a night. So Aubrey had to reach to her brother-in-law for help, and now she's the World Heavyweight Champion because of him. Remember, the opening matchup for Consequential Comeuppance, as announced on Twitter a few months back, is going to be Gnarly Anderson versus Jaheim Shaw. Gnarly has not been seen in ROV. Wait a minute, Fern's back gave out there. I'm just so excited and so amped up about what's happened here tonight. Powerbomb into the post, into the floor. Count of 6 and Aubrey breaking the count. Jaheim Shaw and Gnarly Anderson both have not been seen in ROV since Uncivil War, when Jaheim beat the holy hell out of Gnarly. Damon McCarthy made the match official. Jaheim versus Gnarly at Consequential Comeuppance in the opener. Aubrey Williams now. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Christ. Long darting her into the freaking post. Aubrey Williams, a ruthless bitch. Maybe even more ruthless than Yana, and that's saying a lot. Aubrey once again breaking the count. Oh, God. Tossing Fern into the guardrail, driving her into it this time. And back into the ring she goes. And now Aubrey. This woman has won championships all over in DCA and VW, but her main focus is to hurt people. Her main focus is to hurt people, and Aubrey's gassed a little bit here. I don't think Aubrey has been training much other than in the fighting department, straight up fists. Look at this, Hurricane Rana, and oh, alley-oop. Alley-oop counter by Aubrey. Excellent. And Aubrey going for the Boston Crab, but Fern was too close to the ropes, trying to take shots at her older sister, Narcissa, who took Alessia to a local hospital here in Boston. Alessia is in the hospital getting a blood transfusion of her own as Aubrey now has Fern on her shoulders. Wasteland Slam. And personally, I think Aubrey, what she did earlier was absolutely uncalled for. And here comes Narcissa running back down to the ring, talking trash to Aubrey. And she's telling Aubrey to bring it on. And wait a minute, what the hell? Who the hell? That's Lexi Hagen. What the hell is this bitch doing here? She hasn't been seen since ROVX. And now she's beating the hell out of Narcissa. And look at the armband. Lexi Hagen is walking alongside her brother in the Mutiny Mafia. What the hell is this? Aubrey looking at what happened. Fern jumping to the top. Hurricane Rana from the top. Lexi Hagen taking out Narcissa Marcano as Fern takes out Aubrey with a Hurricane Rana and a spear. And now Lexi sliding in and a spear for her as well. A lot of insanity happening in this matchup. Fern lining up Lexi Hagen for something, and twist of fate. Twist of fate by Fern. And now Aubrey's in trouble here. Lexi's struggling to get back up. Fern's got her up here. Lung blower. Lung blower to Aubrey. Fern going after Lexi Hagen. Yeah, take out the fucking trash. Lexi isn't even supposed to be out here. That's the first time we've seen her since ROVX, and she comes back as a member of the goddamn Mutiny Mafia. Fern went for the spear again, gets a DDT. Absolutely unbelievable matchup this has been. It's been crazy all night. Fern countering whatever Aubrey was going for into the sunset flip. Yamamoto down, counting two. Aubrey kicks out. Fern off the ropes. Oh, and a bicycle kick to the face. Bicycle kick to the face by Aubrey Williams. Oh my God, and the head trip. The head trip by the World Heavyweight Champion. And again, this is for the world title. But again, like I've been saying all match long, considering the family history, and considering all the drama surrounding Gunnar Casey and these two women especially, original head trip by Aubrey. The world title in this situation is secondary, but in the end, Aubrey is going to walk into prestige, still the ROV World Heavyweight Champion. Thanks to Lexi fucking Hagen. Nobody has your back quite like family. Cody and Lars made that perfectly clear. And once again, thanks to a slimy goddamn Hagen, Aubrey Williams remains World Heavyweight Champion. Narcissa Marcano being taken to the back by medical staff. Absolutely insane night this has been. Gotta believe Frida Albrecht is somewhere watching this. It's Aubrey now being handed the world title by Kenji Yamamoto, who's definitely going to be getting a pay raise here tonight for refereeing and officiating all of the madness that we have seen. Aubrey Williams remains the World Heavyweight Champion. of Ring of Valiance Wrestling in what was a successful yet tainted title defense. Frida is going to be waiting for her in that asylum. That much I can promise you. Look at this. The people in Boston are not happy. I can't blame them, but the damage is done. Aubrey Williams remains the World Heavyweight Champion. Unbelievable night this has been. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brian King.
Little
I've been
girl,
happy to come.
you have no idea what you're doing, do you? You have no earthly idea how much further you're tearing the family apart with your psychotic shenanigans. He is our main target, not each other. And if I have to do to you in our death match at Prestige what he did to me for your whole life, in order for you to see that, then so it is written, so it shall come to pass. I am tired. You are tired. We all want that crazy madman dead. But first, in order for that to come to fruition, you must be put to the test. You must be humbled. You must be disciplined. I promised your mother, Anna, before her death, that I would help in that regard if you ever reached the levels of the Lost Cause. And considering the last few years of your life, you're nearly there, Aubrey. But now, it's time for you to snap back to reality. For the bigger picture is this: Gunner must fall, or he will massacre us all. His time on this earth draws ever so closer to the end, and so too does your time as World Heavyweight Champion.
Aubrey Williams is in trouble come Prestige. Thank you, everybody. I'm Brian King. Good night from Boston.
Well, well, well. It's been a long time since I last saw you. After all these years, we finally meet again. Too bad it had to be in such a backstabbing way. And I think that's something both you and I can agree on, don't you think? Nevertheless, you better rest up, 'cause I'm not done with you. Not by a long shot.